So last class we learned how to use our pastels, all the different techniques and methods. And I want to thank you for those beautiful pieces of artwork that you sent me. Some of those were amazing and all of them were fantastic. I love peacock feathers and the whole peacock bird. So when I see that, I just get really excited. So thank you again. This week, we're going to be using our pastels, but we're going to be doing a different type of painting, so to speak. Landscapes we've done. Seascapes are totally different. There is constant movement. The ocean is always moving. Depending on what time of day or night it is, that's going to be viewed in the reflection in the water, which also has to have movement. So it might be a little, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be something that you need to remember the entire time. Not that I won't remind you over and over again. You can be assured of that. But I want all of you to know that the artist that Miss Linda chose is not a well-known artist. He has a really long name. His name is Joseph Mallard William Turner. He was in the 1800s at the peak of his artistry, so to call it, because I don't think he became, like most masters, very famous until after he wasn't on this earth anymore. But he was a master watercolorist. And back then, and I've done watercolors, he was a master. Then he also got into oil painting. His whole purpose was to have like visual records of what was going on during that time. In 1800s, no cameras, no phones, no video cameras. So he wanted to have the history of this particular area in England recorded, and he did it through his paintings, which are breathtaking. His use of colors, you know exactly what's going on. So take a look at his artwork. We'll have a link for you to see his paintings, and then you can get as inspired as I was, because it totally was like, I want to do that. I want to do it right now. So let's do it right now. Weren't those paintings amazing? I mean, talk about a really, really talented artist. You can look these up. We'll have links so that you can view these paintings again. I know I looked at them so many times when I was preparing this lesson. But I'd first like to go over our linear strokes, our side strokes, our blending, our feathering, our layering, our cross-hatching, pointillism, scrumbling. Hopefully you still have these that you practiced with and learned with, and you can look at them. And this is primarily, or just so that you can decide what is going to be the best method for me when I'm doing my seascape. And inspired by Mr. Turner, Mr. Joseph Mallard William Turner, I love his name, I decided we would do a seascape. With the seascape, we're going to start out with our horizon line and figure out where our boat's going to be. Okay, I'm going to show you the one that I did. And again, this took me hours to do. I walked away from it. I came back. I walked away. I kept adding things and moving things. And is the sun going up? Is the sun going down? I decided, because the sky was so bright, that the sun is coming up. And then I threw a little tiny boat in there because I thought this boat was a little lonely. We're going to start from the beginning like this. We will get to this. It will take us time. I will go through quite a bit of it. In fact, I'm going to put it up. You can't see it, but I can see it so that I can do it a little closer to what I just showed you. Now, I'm using watercolor paper because it's thick. And as you can see, it's got these little tiny divots, ups and downs. It will actually grab your pastels. I may use more of these broken ones than I do the new ones, because I can do my side strokes easier. I can do my blending easier because they're smaller in my hand. and I am accustomed to it. We will not be using too much black, so I'm going to set the black off to the side. And before I start, I'm going to get my fingers a little, might use 2 hands this time. Let's get some lotion on these hands. So with this drawing, I'm going to put it on here as well. I have the horizon line. Lightly, light as a feather. Not that it won't be hard to go over it with your pastels. Then I'm going to put the mast on the boat. And since the boat is coming at me, I'm going to do a little 3-dimensional look. You won't see the bottom of the boat too much because it'll be underwater. I'll not put the little boat in this time, but in order for me to know the balance of where's the sun, where's the land, let's put some mountains. Now, very lightly, very, very lightly. And then I will just put a little mark right here so I know where my sunrise or sunset's going to go. Maybe I should do, this is a sunrise. I'll do a sunset. Then we'll have one of each. It's going to be a little deeper colors, but it'll be just as fun. So I'm going to move my example away. And here we go. Ready? You got my fingertips all ready? I am going to start out with the sky. Since it's an evening sky, what do you think? Light blue, dark blue? Ooh, dark, dark blue? Should we throw some purple in there? And then sometimes at night, when the sun is setting, do you see that orange color? All right, I think I need red too. So I'm going to put these over here where I'm going to test them if I need to. And, you ready? I got my fingertips ready. Side strokes, light, light, light. Don't press hard first. You can always go darker, but you can, it's got some red in it already. That's what I meant about if you have some on there, it just adds to it. Since I haven't done the boat, I can actually go over where the boat is. All right, light colors first. Can always go darker. All right, yes, I think that's good. Because I don't want blue and blue and blue. I don't want the ocean to be blue and the sky all blue. It'll just be boring. Let me go in here with my purple. Since I did this, let's be smart. Let's do this first. And this, all right, is just turning it a little bit. Put a little orange in there. Actually, there's a little green in there too. Now I want to make sure that I know where this sunset, I'm just going to do a small side stroke. It depends on how the ocean is moving as well. With seascapes, you have to think of motion as well as the actual painting that you're doing. So I know where this is. I know where this is. This is a great place to start. If I choose, I can put my mast in here so I have an idea of where the clouds would go. Purple I use, probably not enough. All right, let's scrumble. Scrumble a little bit. It's dark. It's nighttime. The sun is setting. And you still need to leave a little negative space so it doesn't become... So the closer to the sun, the lighter it's going to be. So I'm going to start with my dark scrumbling up here. Now, if you remember, I liked scrumbling with my... Ooh, that was like a whirlwind. Scrumbling with my pencils as well. So let's give a little light. This is too dark. So this is almost like a pinkish orange. And see another thing. I'm going to move this over. If you want to clean your pastel, if you don't want a rainbow on your paper, sometimes you can just do this. It's just wiping it off. And once it gets clear, so what I'm going to do is give the sun a little bit of glow. We don't want to lose the glow when we're doing the dark sky. So, because see that what happened with the purple? It changed the purple as well. This is too big. This is why I keep my little ones. And I think I'll clean this one off too. Very lightly. Orange is a very strong color. And just because it's setting doesn't mean there's not a glow coming from it. It's in the water, so it's not a straight line. It's can't see me, but I'm rocking my head back and forth like I'm sitting in a boat on the water. It's good to imagine what's going on when you're doing your artwork. Basic, we've got it going. I really like this little color up here. It's kind of a gray. Now my fingers are schmutzed. Oh, that's my favorite word. Schmutzy means that it's just like dirty or nasty or something. It's just schmutzy. It's just stuff that I don't have a word for. So I have my sunset. I have my darker sky. I think I'm going to, see how I'm not finishing one area? I'm going from one to another. Now, I'm going to throw some green in here because I don't want too much blue. Now, these are going to be really broad strokes. Make sure you don't go over your reflection. Lightly, 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 lightly. And I think I'm going to use some of this lighter color down here around. And that way I'm getting that glow, that movement. And a little bit of green, because the ocean sometimes, especially where there's no sun, turn your paper if you like it. Now I am creating the movement of the water with this as well, which is something you can do. See how those colors look good? I left the blue up there. Now we're not going to see that much here because we've lighter on this side, darker on this side, primarily or just because that sun is going down. Doesn't mean we can't use a little green. And you can actually put a little bit inside because it is moving. The water is moving. Use my light blue up here again and try to finish up. So now I'm actually creating clouds. I'm actually doing my scrumbling in a different way. Can you see what's happening? I'm creating the upward movement of these clouds. It's so much fun. It's like the colors just start making everything real right before your eyes. A little bit of blue in here, just because it's sunset doesn't mean that we can't have a little bit there. Now I can see I need darker, so I'm going to feather. I'm going to feather on the side though. Feathering is just kind of like flicking it. There we go. Now if that's too, I think those lines are too direct or too strong. So now is when I'm going to do a little bit of blending in here. Now you can actually see it's coming away from it. And I actually think I need a little yellow up here now that I'm looking at it. When you're doing your seascape, don't go hard, don't go intense right away. Like I said, you can always add, but once it's on there and on your fingers, it's on there. Not on your fingers, you can just wipe it off with your wet towel or just get a little more lotion. Lotion is like soap for oil pastels, takes it right off. I'm gonna do my boat. Holding it again like this, linear, 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 linear. This is going to be a little more realistic when you're actually doing it. This is all kind of soft and round. Once you get to your boat, and the sails are down because the wind is going down. I'm making up a story for this as we go, which is not a problem. You could do this and then write a whole story about it and turn it into not only an art lesson, but also an English lesson. Now I'm going to smudge those. I'm not using colors that you normally see. In fact, I'm going to put a little pink in here because we don't have white. So this is going to be the lines that hold the sail up. You do not have to use traditional colors. You have to use colors that feel right for you. Now I'm going to go in this and create. This is the inner deck and this is the railing, so to speak. Now, you understand why I like the small pastels now, right? I'm going to do a deep blue in this as well. Black is so intense that when you use it, it will become what you see the first thing when you look, and you don't want that to happen. Now this ship's going a little bit this way. I am going to smudge this. Turn your paper Move your fingers, switch fingers too. Or let's try that Q-tip. For those of you who don't like to get your hands dirty, look, you don't have to. We have a solution. You can hear it. If you hear that, you know you're doing it right. Now, I blended it so deep that we lost any detail, which is just fine. There is gray. Clean it. Gray is great for night scenes. You'll see I can put my railing back in. And actually, let's do a little gray up on the mountains. A little bit of gray in the sky. This is what I meant. You can always add more. Since this is so far away from the sunset, you can deepen it with your gray. One thing with pastels and any other kind of painting for sure is to know when to stop. Because often it's like, oh, and I can have this growing up in this and I can have that. And then it's like, yeah, no, you need to stop. You need to just take a breath. This is whoopsie. This is a forest green. So I'm going to use this to start out for my land. And then another one. Don't want too much green. I need to get some other color in here besides red. Pardon me. Maybe I'm going to use red. Maybe my brain just told me what to use. Let's do it. Mix that in there. All right, I didn't get enough over here. Looks like a really nice plant. And then a deep purple, just to outline it. All right, there we go, horizon line. And, oh, nice. It brightens up the picture. All right, don't rub too much, Miss Linda. You will make it flat. And over here, we need to replicate or to have the same sort of colors. It's the same land that stops so the ship can go through. And then I needed my green. And I'm going to put a little gray in this one. This one is going to be a little bit brighter, and I'll put a little bit of yellow here because it's reflecting. And purple, and we're done. All right, here we go. If you want it to look more like land, do sideways pulls with your finger because it doesn't necessarily grow straight. I think I'm going to do that here. Let me use some gray. If it looks flat, put another color over the top of it so that you actually have something to blend in. There we go. All right. So, ship is almost done. There's nothing behind the ship, so I need to fill that in with some blue. A little more scrumbling. And we're going to put some water over the ship on the bottom. Now, I could sit here and finish this, and you would be really happy with it, but I want you to get coloring. I want you to start painting with your crayons. I love that they call them crayons. And remember, once you start doing the water, it has movement. Wherever the ship is, you cannot see the shadow from it will come this way. Let me just give you an example. Shadows make a big difference. And just because it's in the water doesn't mean the shadow can't have movement as well. Move your body with it if you're going to get it. There you go. This is as far as I'm going to go with it for you today. I want you to start with your pastels. Check your fingers out because if you're going to do a pink and you have green on the tips of them, you're going to get a really unusual color. When you're done, you'll have something like this. Close. I would extend. I've got lots of work to do on my ship, but I have a great place to start, and that's what you need to do. Start somewhere. I say this over and over again, but walk away from it for a minute. Come back and look at it. Look at it from a distance. See where a color needs to be done. And when you're done, you'll know. Don't overdo it because where is it? Oh, I didn't show you. Watch. If you overdo it, this is what's going to happen. Well, it's going to turn brown anyway. If you overdo it, this is what you get. That's not what we want. We want those colors to jump off of the page. We want to have something that makes us excited to finish it. And when we're done, we want something to be really proud of. You should always be proud of whatever you do. So now we know about seascapes. It may take you a little time to complete yours, but don't get discouraged. And if you're not loving it, move it aside, use it as a sketch, and do it again. But don't stop doing it, because when you're done, you're going to be so pleased. Seascapes are not easy to do, and I know every single one of you can do it. See you next class.